That's omahasteaks.com. Promo code QUALITY at checkout. Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And thanks for joining us in the WSJM Morning Show. We'll have the WSJM local news in just a moment. Want to say a quick good morning to Bryan Joseph. We'll be talking with you this hour. Hi, Bryan.
Good morning, Ken. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well.
We'll talk about how you were late getting into the studio.
Yes.
And then you locked yourself out of your car momentarily.
Yes.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We're going to be talking about the Lake Breeze Music Festival and talk about other things as well with Bryan, but we're on the video live stream now. First, let's take a look at what's happening in local news. The Michigan Department of Transportation is suspending road projects and removing lane restrictions where possible this 4th of July weekend. The spokesperson, Nick Sharippa, tells us it's funny to talk about it as a weekend because, we're Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you enjoy it. It doesn't feel like a weekend for you because you're working your tail off.
Absolutely. Every day is a work day for me.
All right. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But the spokesperson with MDOT, Nick Sharippa, tells us there will be some areas where reopening the road can't be done. So watch for that. But there are a few in Southwest Michigan. So just be on the lookout for that.
M40 in Lawton is closed and detoured. That's a rebuilding project. This is the second year of a 2-year project there. Obviously, we can't open lanes that haven't been built yet, so there is a closure and detour in M40. I-196 in Van Buren County from Hagershire Road to County Road 378 has one lane open in each direction. That's the culvert rebuilding project up that way. Both US 12 and M51 in Niles will have one lane open in each direction. M139 has a total closure and detour between Scottdale Road and John Beers Road. And then I-94 in Stevensville.
So some of those road construction areas that we're hoping would be alleviated this holiday weekend, they're still going to be in place, but some will be taken back. So just keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, Sharippa says MDOT wants to get out of the way when there are millions of Michiganders hitting the road. He says starting this afternoon and continuing until 6 a.m. Monday, 105 out of their 174 projects across Michigan will have lane restrictions removed. That's a lot of work moving those cones.
Mm-hmm.
So stay safe. Watch for the cones where they are, and then where they're not, stay safe as well. That's more than 2.6 million Michigan residents expected to travel 50 miles or more this weekend during the 4th of July holiday. A Benton Township woman who has been working to rid the community of gulls can often be found at the Orchards Mall, and she's calling on the township to approve an ordinance that she has drafted herself against feeding the birds. Christina Castaneda is a former manager at the Orchards Mall and has told us previously about her efforts to rid the property of the airborne pests. At Tuesday's meeting of the Benton Township Board of Trustees, she pitched her idea, a proposed ordinance that focuses on people who are contributing to the problem.
As it's written right now, it would warn people the first time around, and then it would require $250 fine the second time that they were caught feeding the birds or watering them.
Castaneda says it would indeed make a big difference if people were not feeding the gulls. She also presented trustees with a petition signed by 28 area business owners asking for action. Benton Township Supervisor Kathy Yates told us the township has worked with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources to deal with the birds. However, Yates was not impressed with the ordinance proposal.
My only comment is that she's so geared up on these birds now. When she was there with the birds, she did nothing because they migrated in the mall and they really became a nuisance. I contacted her frequently. She did nothing. And now that she's running for a political office, the birds are important. Well, the birds are important, but people are more important to me. And I want to keep them safe. And I want to make sure that the birds have no contamination, which that people can get sick on.
Castaneda is running for Benton Township Supervisor. Yates said the DNR has been testing the dead gulls found at the mall area in recent weeks to ensure they don't pose a health threat to the community. Meanwhile, Castaneda says she's been talking with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service about the gull problem, and one supervisor telling her that until the feeding of the gulls has been addressed, efforts to get rid of them will be unsuccessful. You notice the gull problem, Brian?
Yes. Yes.
Who hasn't noticed
hasn't?
the gull
Exactly.
problem? I don't know though, because last year, Berrien County Commissioner Chokwe Pitchford worked with the mall's owners and kind of pestered them until they got the sound devices up there.
Yes. Yeah.
To get rid of the gulls temporarily.
Right.
And when they finally installed the devices correctly,
Right.
it seemed to have worked.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. What's happened since then?
Well, there was winter. Winter happened, and the
yeah.
snow and the ice, I assume, pushed the stuff around, and now they're not working again.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have to be replaced or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you've been by Orchards Mall anytime recently, the gull population there is probably more dense than what's in Hong Kong right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like tons of gulls everywhere.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah. Don't roll down your windows. And even if you don't, you can still smell them.
Yes.
It's something else. Sorry about that. All right. Back to the news. A couple more things here. The St. Joseph City Commission will conduct interviews for the position of city manager next week. City leaders say the interviews will start at 5 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, July 10th at the St. Joseph City Hall. Commissioners could opt to hire a new manager following the interviews during that special meeting. They could also wait till their next regular meeting if they need to discuss it more. The two candidates being interviewed are current St. Joseph Assistant City Manager Emily Hackworth and Bridgman City Manager Juan Ganoum. The two were selected for the final round after the City Commission received more than 20 applications for the job. A new manager being hired because City Manager John Hodgson is retiring this fall after more than 30 years at the city. He's been city manager since 2015. One more story, because I told people we'd be talking about this. Can the President of the United States get away with murder? Brian, you don't have to answer that question. Congressman Bill Huizenga answered it for us. He says he doesn't think so. He says the U.S. Supreme Court ruling this week granting presidents limited immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts is not as wide-ranging as many are saying. While some have warned that former President Donald Trump will use the ruling as a pretext to abuse power if he's reelected, Huizenga says all presidents, including the current president, Joe Biden, do test their powers while they're in office.
I don't think that this is as significant a ruling that is going to somehow empower President Trump or any other president, or even frankly President Biden right now, any more than what constitutionally has been traditionally afforded them.
Huizenga says the ruling this week does not just give Trump blanket immunity. Rather, he says courts will still have to determine which official acts can be considered beyond prosecution. Huizenga says the Supreme Court has been ruling against the Biden administration's power tests recently, with several recent rulings. That's a look at some of the local news from our area. From the WSJM newsroom, we've got a special guest in studio, Bryan Joseph, to talk about Lake Breeze Music Festival. That's happening this weekend, Saturday. So we'll talk with him about that in just a moment. It is the WSJM Morning Show. We'll continue this conversation, some of this conversation, on the video live stream as well. So tune in.
In Major League Baseball, after having Monday off, the Tigers, White Sox, and the Cubs were all back in action last night. The Tigers fell to Minnesota.
Okay, our microphones are now live on the video live stream. Welcome to those of you watching on the video live stream. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy 3rd of July. And hopefully you have the day off. I know a lot of people do, because the fireworks are tonight, the holidays tomorrow. They're taking Friday off too. They're just making a big weekend out of it.
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
One of the fun things that you could do is check out the Lake Breeze Music Festival.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that, Brian. Good morning, by the way.
Well, good morning.
How are
you,
you?
Ken? I'm doing well. Thank you for the opportunity once again.
Absolutely.
You and the radio station and Gail Olson, you guys have been a huge supporter of Jerry and I and the Lake Breeze Music Festival. So coming up Saturday, July 6th is the Lake Breeze Music Festival, which is the 3rd annual event for Jerry and I. And gates open at 6, and concert starts at 7.
Okay.
We've got three amazing artists, guitarist Jerry Johnson, Carmen Stokes on piano, and then the great Marquell Jordan on sax. He's the headliner.
Oh, man.
So these three artists are at the top of their game, and it's going to be a great evening of great music. We're going to have great food. We've got some food trucks. We've got Tabor Hill pouring wine.
Nice.
And we've got Pepsi products. And the weather is going to be absolutely beautiful. So we got some rain coming Friday night. But, folks, Saturday, we're talking 78 degrees in the afternoon and the evening, and sunshine.
It's going to be perfect.
Oh, it's going to be perfect. Just like last year.
Yeah.
It rained Friday night for Saturday morning, and around noon, the clouds left and it was blue skies.
Yeah. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Tabor Hill is going to be pouring wine there.
Yes.
And it's a requirement. If you have jazz, you must have a cool wine.
It's a must. And I was so happy yesterday when Jerry sent me a text saying, hey, we have our liquor license, because, you have to apply. It's a one day, application, for the most part. So we've got our liquor license.
Cutting it close
Tabor
there.
Hill. Yeah. If for whatever reason, we always run into this, even though we may apply like 3 weeks
state
out.
of government.
It's state government, and you can't rush them. You just got to go with the flow and just, stay on top of the people that, are contacts there at the state, and they help push it through and get it in front of the right people.
Glad. We're going to talk a lot more about the Lake Breeze Music Festival here in just a moment. Thanks for joining us on the video live stream on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We'll be right back with more from Bryan Joseph.
Harbor Shores, Insurance Management Service, and Sturgis Bank. Get to moodyonthemarket.com now.
Mostly cloudy skies with a few showers to start. Will become partly sunny this afternoon. High temperature is going to get us up into the mid and upper 80s, a little muggier today. Will be partly cloudy to clear skies tonight, dropping down to 68. And then for tomorrow, 4th of July, partly sunny. A few thunderstorms are possible. High temperatures at 83 degrees. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
And it makes me so happy when friends are in the studio. And right now we have one of my friends, Bryan Joseph, Lake Breeze Music Festival. That is on your mind. Usually, if you know Bryan Joseph, you know that he's one of the most easygoing, laid-back individuals. Very, very, he's professionally on it at all times, but at the same time, I can tell there's something different right now. You are a man on a mission. You are focused, and until Saturday comes through, Lake Breeze, you are living, breathing, eating Lake Breeze Music Festival.
Yes.
All right. So Lake Breeze Music Festival is happening this Saturday. For those who are uninitiated, what is it?
It is a combination of great food, great music, and a phenomenal scenery. I was out last night walking with my friend Jennifer, and we were down by the beach. And I got to tell you, folks, there is nothing better than taking a walk down by Silver Beach, the Shadowland Pavilion, and walking out on the pier. It was absolutely beautiful. And we ran into so many people I hadn't seen in a couple years, so with the beauty of Lake Michigan, the St. Joe River, phenomenal music and great food. It's just the place to be Saturday night at 7:00. So it's phenomenal.
This Saturday night, 7:00, the Lake Breeze Music Festival is happening at the Shadowland Pavilion.
Yes.
And tickets are available right now.
Yes.
Where can people get tickets? If they're sold right now, let's get them there.
People can go to www.lakebreezemusicfestival.com. I was looking last night, and we do have reserve seating, limited amount of reserve seats left.
So hurry on that one.
Yep. So those tickets are $40, and then the $30 tickets are general admission, where you bring your own chair or bring your own blanket.
All right.
So last year we had close to 200 people that walked up the day of the show and bought tickets.
Yeah.
So you can buy tickets there, there at the gate.
I was fortunate enough because I know you, and we
Yeah.
were working together on this last year to enjoy my first experience at the Lake Breeze Music Festival. And I can tell you, I mean, it's magic. I want a concert there every night of the year, because you look out on the water, the boats are going, you can hear the waves,
Yes.
and you see the sunset. I mean, it's just gorgeous.
You can't beat it.
You cannot ask for a better venue. Why do you do the Lake Breeze Music Festival?
Well, Jerry and I, were, born and raised in Benton Harbor. And Jerry and I have had an opportunity to travel around the country. He and I have gone to a lot of concerts together.
Yeah.
And when we come home, our thing is like, we go out of town, we go to all these concerts, and why not bring some of that talent to Benton Harbor, St. Joseph.
Right.
And we were able to do that through being co-chairs of the Senior PJ Community Concert. And so that sort of started, this thing about, music in the community through KitchenAid and Senior PGA with Deb O'Connor. And it just evolved, Ken, into Jerry and I saying, one day, the PGA may not be here in the future. So we had so many people coming up asking us, why do you guys wait every 2 years to do these concerts? Well, number one, when you're talking about people like OJ's and the Whispers and Will Downing, these folks, their talent fees are not cheap.
Right.
So we decided, well, let's look at some artists that we know that are just as talented, just as amazing, at a really good price point for us to produce our own concerts. And we think that at the end of the day, the community deserves to see and hear great talent. And, Jerry and I bring something special to the table just because of all the people we know and both of our backgrounds. We love people, we love music, and we want to make Benton Harbor St. Joe, we want to leave it better than what we both found it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that, and thank you for doing that and making this happen.
Yeah,
it is exciting for residents and tourists alike, because they really get to see the showcase of what we have to offer here. But also, you mentioned you were doing this because you didn't want to do it every other year. During the KitchenAid Senior PGA, you did it, and then it was an off year. You wanted to do it every year. Because one day the Senior PGA would be gone. That day has come. Come. And so, but we're still here. We're still continuing the Lake Breeze Music Festival. Where do you see this going? What's the evolution over the next couple of 5 years?
Jerry and I have talked about, we want to, sort of look at, making it into possibly a 2-day festival.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So, we are noodling with that idea.
Okay.
And that would be the next step for us, to evolve into a 2-day festival.
Yeah.
And then if not that, then what we'd like to do is, and I'm sort of, giving you guys a peek under the tent.
Okay. All
obviously, is doing like a Christmas show.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be interesting. How would that work?
Pretty much, it would, something we would do out at Lake Michigan College, and we'd like to do it like the first weekend in December.
Okay.
Because again, you don't want to do it, you can do it right after Thanksgiving, but you're in that holiday spirit the first week, and bring in some really great artists that are going to be in the general area. And we get advance notice when agents are booking tours and have them come in and do something on a Friday or Saturday night as part of their tour, and do something like that here at Lake Michigan College.
I love it. What you mentioned also, so winter, that's a possibility. When will we know more about that?
I'm thinking probably by the first quarters of 2025.
Okay, so make a decision sometime around then, and then start putting everything in place.
Exactly.
So for a 2-day festival in the summertime, to make Lake Breeze Music Festival a 2-day, What has to be in place for that to happen and be successful?
Wow. Well, number one,
Besides people and money.
well, money's at the top of the ticket,
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Just finding the right combination of artists from a price point perspective, and the other thing too, we don't want to upset the apple cart, because there are a lot of things that are part of the community,
yes,
that happen on a annual basis,
yep.
And so, for Jerry and I, moving forward, we can tell you this, is that the Lake Breeze Music Festival in the future will be the same weekend as the Krasel Art Fair.
Yeah.
And we have a great relationship with with Jamie and the folks over at Krasel, so, it could probably be something like a Saturday, Sunday, but we'd have to work out the logistics and the timing of a 2-day festival, with the Krasel folks.
Yeah, because you've been, like, as you mentioned, you've had a great partnership in the past.
Yeah.
This year,
Yeah.
because of a schedule conflict, not able to mesh up on the same weekend.
Correct.
People will still be able to enjoy it and the Krasel Art Fair. So seeing those matched up probably makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and a lot of the artists that come in for Krasel, they've looked forward, in the past to, smooth jazz at Sunset.
Yes.
So they would, they were sort of down when there wasn't smooth jazz, and the pandemic hit. So last year we had quite a few artists that purchased tickets, and we gave them a discount on the tickets for the concert, so this is an off year for us, but next year we'll be back on schedule.
Yeah. The Lake Breeze Music Festival is happening this Saturday. Tickets still available both for general admission and for the reserve seats, although the reserve seats are going. So if you want one of those, if you don't want to have to lug your own chair down there, get one of the reserve seats.
Yes.
But if you're okay with sitting on the grass or taking your own chair, then you can get those tickets as well, even at the door. Okay.
Exactly.
You think there's room in the community to add another concert event for the year? I mean, you mentioned the Christmas time. There's a lot already going on in Christmas time. You think this community can support that?
I think they can.
Yeah,
I think they can. I mean, unfortunately, we've lost some events, in the community, such as the Maytag Steelhead Triathlon.
That's right.
We lost that 2 years ago, and unfortunately, the KitchenAid Senior PGA golf tournament just ended 2024. So we're going to have a period of time where, I can tell you this, there are people in this community that are sort of in mourning about the loss of the KitchenAid championship, so, we're going to, sit down and figure out what are some other opportunities that are in the community for Jerry and I to put our heads together and see what else we can come up with for the future for, more for other events to happen in the community. And it doesn't necessarily have to be music either, so just want to let you know that, Jerry
can we do Formula One cars? Does that be, I would like to see that.
Well, we want you to be the lead driver.
I would do that. No, I'm glad. No, thank you for bringing that up, because I do believe not my Formula One driving, but thank you for bringing up that the opportunity exists for us to continue to showcase Southwest Michigan, because that was one of the big benefits told to us of having the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship here was that it put Southwest Michigan on a national and international stage. And there are people who want to play all the courses. They want to visit Southwest Michigan because of what they saw during the KitchenAid Senior PGA. So bringing more events like that that draw people and revenue to the area, it's important.
Here's what I can share with you, Ken. Gerald Albright performed at the Senior PGA Community Concert, and he had the opportunity to go out Thursday morning after the concert and play 18 holes at Pointed Woods.
Okay.
And when he came back with Mike O'Connor, Deb O'Connor's husband, he told me this. He says, Bryan, I have never seen a more beautiful golf course than Pointer Woods. And this guy plays a lot of golf, and he travels all over the world as a musician, and he takes his golf clubs with him.
Nice.
And later on that afternoon, he actually called Jeffrey Osborne and said, Jeffrey, this place is amazing. And he says, I want to come back. I want to come back. Let's say maybe in the fall. You need to come with me. We need to spend like 4 or 5 days here. And, he said he wants to play the Point. He wants to play Harbor Shores. And if we got time, maybe we can go down to Lost Dunes, know. But here's a guy who's been here twice. And then we wound up going to the Skybox at hole 15, and there was food. We're at hole 15, and he was blown away. You know why? Because there were ducks. There was a mother duck and maybe 5 or 6 of her babies behind her coming up the Paw Paw River. Do you know Gerald Albright was taking pictures?
Yeah.
He and his wife Glynis were taking pictures of the ducks, and he just thought that was the coolest thing since sliced bread.
I hope it's an album cover at some point.
It could be.
That'd be cool.
It could be. So, I know it's a phenomenal community, but when I have friends like Gerald Albright and Larry Johnson, who happens to be the brother of Magic Johnson, was at the concert, and Larry wants to come back in the next 2 or 3 weeks and whatnot. And so these are friends of mine that are telling me, you guys are sitting on a gold mine. Wow. This is a phenomenal place. The lake, the beautiful beaches, and it just reaffirms, what I already know. And, I think some people around here, sometimes we take it for granted that we live here, and it's our family members and friends that come in town, and they're just oohing and on at Lake Michigan and the beach and the Shadowland Pavilion, So we have something really, really special here in Southwest Michigan. And, it's, again, I think it's the best kept secret in the country, but obviously with the PGA and all the exposure we've gotten, it's become a tourist place, which is what we want. And we want to continue to showcase our community. And that's one of the reasons why Jerry and I will continue to do music and come up with other ways to bring people to our community so we can showcase it, because this is a phenomenal place to live.
Absolutely. Well stated. And Lake Breeze Music Festival is happening this weekend. Tell us again, what's the website and what tickets are available?
www.lakebreezemusicfestival.com, and we have a limited number of reserved tickets at $40, and general admission is $30, and that's bring your own chair, bring your own blanket.
I want to talk more with you about, you mentioned Magic Johnson, and we had the news story earlier this week that Magic Johnson is going to be one of the speakers at LMC coming up in August, right?
Correct.
We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. And I want to get some backstory, because there might be some people out there who don't know that you worked with the LA Lakers.
Correct.
You know Magic Johnson.
Yes.
He's a personal friend of yours.
Correct.
You've already hooked me up with flying on his private jet, I assume, right?
Yes.
Have we taken care of that yet?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
in the bag. In the bag.
It's in the bag. All right. We'll talk more with Bryan Joseph about Lake Breeze Music Festival. Magic Johnson is coming to our area in Southwest Michigan to talk to folks as well. There's drizzle right now and 70 degrees in Benton Harbor. It's going to be a mostly cloudy day. We do have that chance of showers lingering through probably this afternoon. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy, a low around 68. And tomorrow, partly sunny, a 50% chance of showers and storms, a high in the lower 80s. The good news is that we'll probably get rid of most of these clouds by time it's time for fireworks this evening. So stay tuned for that. We have fireworks in St. Joseph and South Haven and Baroda and a few other areas, Berrien Springs tomorrow. We're going to get the latest now from ABC News. Then we'll come back to some local news and more on the WSJM Morning Show.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. As Hurricane Beryl plows toward Jamaica, people along the Texas Gulf Coast are getting ready. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
Computer models point to a tropical storm Beryl making landfall early next week in Mexico. For South Texas, that means possible flooding.
We've got 18-wheeler loads of sandbags as we speak en route to Clayburgh County.
County Executive Rudy Madrid says 2 special buildings are stocked up and ready for evacuees.
Our FEMA domes have been on alert now.
The domed shelters, paid for largely by FEMA, double as gymnasiums until severe weather strikes. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Nearly a week after the presidential debate, the Democratic Party is doing some soul searching, some now publicly calling on President Biden to step aside. The president telling a Virginia fundraiser last night it wasn't smart to travel internationally ahead of the debate, also telling donors that's not an excuse, but an explanation. Heat alerts issued for 21 states from Washington state to Florida. This is ABC News.
Loan rates are trending downward. Are you ready to make your move? Sturgis Bank's expert hometown lenders will guide you through the process and take the time to make sure you're ready to become a homeowner. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, looking at a vacation house, or thinking of building, Sturgis Bank can meet your needs. Experience the Sturgis Bank difference. Highly personal service, long-time community support, and a desire to do right by the people we serve. Visit SturgisBank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
71 degrees and some drizzle in Benton Harbor right now outside the WSJM studios. Some of the local news that we're following for you today. A fatal accident reported last night in Niles Township. Just after 8:30 in the evening, emergency crews responded to the 3000 block of South 11th Street in Niles Township, where there was a collision between a commercial dump truck and a passenger vehicle. On arrival, first responders report the driver of the passenger car was trapped and not breathing. Despite their efforts, the driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The preliminary investigation shows the car was exiting a private driveway onto South 11th Street and failed to yield to the oncoming truck, resulting in a collision. The deceased is identified as a 69-year-old man from Granger. The crash remains under investigation by the Berrien County Sheriff's Office. A Benton Harbor man has pleaded guilty to charges of kidnapping and brandishing a firearm during a crime of violence for his role in the robbery and theft of guns from the Dunham's sports store in Benton Township earlier this year. U.S. Attorney Mark Taunton says 33-year-old Darnell Bishop now faces up to life in prison for that crime. We'll have more on that story coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. And the population in Southwest Michigan continues to drop. The decrease is led by Berrien County. Take a look at the numbers from Connexus Group. They said they've been reviewing the annual estimate of resident population report released by the U.S. Census Bureau, and they say in 2023 it shows Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties shrank by 0.1%. So we'll talk more about that coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. It is the WSJM Morning Show. We'll continue our interview with Bryan Joseph in just a moment. Lake Breeze Music Festival and Magic Johnson coming to Lake Michigan College. How cool is that?
Real cool.
Can we do a pickup game? Does he still play?
If we ask him.
Okay, I don't know anything about basketball. I think the ball is round. I'm not sure. All right, we'll be back and more on the WSJM Morning Show.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. A sports broadcaster and former Detroit Tigers player is being accused of...
I know the basketball's round.
Yeah.
I know it's round. I went to Cougar Cage Camp as a teenager and played basketball in Pullman, Washington at WSU. That's the home of the Cougars.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So I know basketball.
You know basketball.
I don't know anything about basketball, but I do know it's really cool that Magic Johnson's going to be here. I mean, because he not only excelled as an athlete, then he went on and excelled as a business mogul.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel. How long have you known Magic Johnson?
Since 1979. No, I'm actually 78. I was a freshman at Michigan State and he was a sophomore.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'd see each other on campus. I'd go to, a few intramural games, on Friday nights playing basketball, but really got to know him when I moved to LA and worked for the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, you worked with Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane. Just to think about it.
Yeah.
That here I am, here it is 2024, and I've known him since 1978.
Wow.
But he played against Benton Harbor in 76 in the regional tournaments in Kalamazoo.
Is that right?
And annihilated Benton Harbor Tigers. Annihilated. Coach Fox took him out at the end of the third quarter.
Kidding.
He had like 48 points at the end of the third quarter, and they were hit by like 35, and Coach Fox took him out.
Is there tape of that? I want to see that game. If you're a Benton Harbor Tiger, I mean, you probably feel like that was pretty cool. Magic Johnson really schooled us.
Yeah, he schooled us. He took us to the woodshed.
Wow.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. At Reed Fieldhouse in Kalamazoo at Western Michigan University.
How hard is it to get people like Magic Johnson to speak?
Oh, believe me.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got to move heaven and earth.
You got well, the thing of it is, Ken, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
he's so busy. You have to be persistent. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah,
you got to be persistent. I had an inside track, obviously, because I know him.
The previous relationship.
Okay. And I know Natalie, and I know Larry. So that helps. What the average person trying to call to get him, oh, you can forget it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine. So he's going to be speaking at Lake Michigan College. Do we have the schedule up here? Let me look.
Yeah.
Let's see.
August 23rd, Friday.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you think you going to go? Does a bear do things in the woods? Is that what you're asking me?
Sort of.
Okay.
Hey, Ken, remember, I'm the one that booked him. I'm the one that negotiated
Tell me,
the
how
contract.
How does that even start? How does that happen?
Well,
you're involved in everything.
Well, because I have a relationship with
Yeah.
him, the college called me and said, "Hey, we're
Yeah.
trying to get Magic Johnson. Can you help us?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." And they said, "Well, what did we pay for him in 2013?"
Yeah.
Because there's new people out there, so they don't know. So
Yeah.
they're calling me. Well, can you help us get him? I'm like, "Yeah." So I start making phone calls and talking to Natalie and trying to get schedules and whatnot. And he's crisscrossing the country. And I said, "Listen, we can't pay you." I said, "We can't pay you $200,000,
Right.
and we can't pay."
Is that what he goes for?
200.
Oh man.
And then, you know what I
Okay.
told her?
Yeah.
I said, "Dude, we're not paying you $6,500 an hour for that Gulfstream jet." He's like, "What?" I said, "No, this is Ben Harbor. This is not the Detroit Economic Club
Yeah.
or the New York Economic Club."
Here, come on over here. No, on my microphone. You're good.
Okay. This is Lake Michigan College.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So we just, it's like, "Hey, dude," I said, "I need to get you when you're coming to the area."
Yeah.
And he says, "Okay, talk to Natalie. Let's make it happen."
Wow.
And like 3 weeks later, she called me and said, "Hey, are you available to talk in about 2 hours?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "He wants to talk to you." So I wound up talking to him, and he says, "Okay, I'm coming in on the 23rd. We got a big event, the 24th, 25th fundraiser for my dad." So he says, "What are we talking?" I said, 100,000 in and out.
Wow.
No fuel,
Yeah.
nothing else. 100,000. He says, "All right, let's do it."
Wow.
I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, let's do it."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I don't even want to know. Do I want to know? I don't even want to know how you're pulling that off. Even at that amount.
Well, I mean, it is amazing. So I got him for 100,000.
Yeah.
And no fuel cost, nothing else. In and out for 100.
People are generous in this area.
Yeah, they're generous.
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's he going to talk about?
He's going to talk about his career. He's going to talk about his latest acquisitions.
Okay.
From the Washington Commanders football team.
Yep.
He's going to talk about his infrastructure projects. So everything he's done since 2013, which includes purchasing the LA Lakers, the LA Sparks WNBA team, this guy is literally, Ken, printing money.
Wow.
To give you an idea, what do you think the net worth of Magic Johnson Enterprises is?
I have no idea, and I'm embarrassed to even guess.
$26 billion.
$26 billion.
That's the net worth of Magic Johnson Enterprises today.
That's
$26 billion.
Wow.
He has annual revenues of 2.8 billion a year. And he's got these infrastructure projects that he did at LaGuardia Airport. That's amazing.
That's fascinating to me that he's gone from that whole successful historic career in basketball to not only delving into business, seeing some investments do well and that kind of thing. He is buying airports. He's leasing airports, leasing space for restaurants. Essentially, he's got hotels, right?
He's got hotels.
So from the moment you get to an airport to the moment you come back home, he's got you.
He's got you. Hook, line, and sinker.
Starbucks, if you want to go to Starbucks, he's got how many Starbucks around the country?
Well, he had 125 at one time. He sold them all back to Howard Schultz.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have Starbucks anymore.
No, he started out.
Oh, well, then forget it.
He started out with 3. Howard Schultz said, "I'll let you build 3 and we'll go from there."
Yeah.
Well, he wound up building 125.
That's incredible. Wow. That's magic.
Yes, that's magic for you.
Yeah. All right.
Unbelievable.
We'll talk some more about that on the radio here in a moment. Let's see. Let's check in on our video live stream. Bill says, what about bringing an RC car race into Benton Harbor. How cool would that be?
That would be phenomenal.
That would be really phenomenal.
Yeah.
Let's see. Teresa says good morning. Diane says good morning. Bill says good morning. Everyone says good morning. So good morning to you. Yeah.
Thank you for chiming in, folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks
Good
for
stuff.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. We're going to come back to the radio in just a moment. It is the WSJM Morning Show. Thanks for watching.
Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit,
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Mostly cloudy skies with a few showers to start. Will become partly sunny this afternoon. High temperature is going to get us up into the mid and upper 80s, a little muggier today. Will be partly cloudy to clear skies tonight, dropping down to 68. And then for tomorrow, 4th of July, partly sunny. A few thunderstorms are possible. High temperatures at 83 degrees. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
Oh boy, if you're missing the video live stream right now, you're missing a lot, because on YouTube, Facebook, and X, the WSJM Morning Show continues to broadcast. You can go back and watch it on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, WSJM, and tune back in, watch the video, because Bryan Joseph is here. He's my guest this morning. He's my friend. And we're talking about Magic Johnson, who is going to be at the Lake Michigan College on August 23rd, Friday, August 23rd. He's kicking off the Lake Michigan College Speaker Series. And Bryan, what you told us, well, I won't give him the full conversation.
Okay.
But what you told us is that you helped secure Magic Johnson to come to Benton Harbor again and speak.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. You are welcome.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. It's I guess at the end of the day, all I can tell folks is that I've been blessed to know a lot of people and be friends with quite a few people. And Magic happens to be one of those folks where we have a really good relationship. And, he knows me, I know him. And, my word is my bond. Yep. And at the end of the day, it's all about trust. And booking talent and talking to him about our community and him wanting to come and speak and inspire and share his story of growing up in Lansing and, this wonderful journey that he's been on, and he wants to share it with everybody he comes in contact with. So here's what I can tell you. I've had the pleasure of knowing him since 1978, and he's the same person today that he was then, minus, the houses, the money, the vacations, just everything that he has.
Yeah.
Just a very humble and a very gracious human being at the end of the day.
Yeah, he seems nice.
Great humanitarian.
He seems really good. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
look forward to that event. That's coming up at Lake Michigan College Friday, August 23rd. Tickets on sale now for that. You've got Lake Breeze Music Festival. Let's wrap up on the Lake Breeze Music Festival, because you are organizing that, and that is happening this Saturday. What drives you and JP to do this thing? Because this is a lot of it. If it were me, I would be crumbling under the stress right now. Because you got to bring in 3 nationally renowned acts.
Yeah.
You've got to fill the seats. You've got to have the venue in order. You got to get your liquor license, all that stuff. I mean, what drives you?
Well, Jerry and I just have a really, really great relationship, and we trust each other, and we want what's best for the community, and we want to share, our experiences, the things that we do and the things we like with the community.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like I said earlier, we want to leave this place better than what we found it. And, yes, there's this river between St. Joseph and Benton Harbor, but at the end of the day, we all have to come together and live together, enjoy each other's company, and we all learn from each other. We all have a purpose, and we all can share our ideas, our thoughts, our music, our foods, all of that. And I think, having such a great, a diverse, economy of people and places, we couldn't ask for more than that. And pretty much when you're talking to Jerry, you're talking to me. When you're talking to me, you're talking to Jerry Price. We're pretty much one of the same.
Yeah.
And I think people have grown to know that over the years. But again, Jerry and I have a really special friendship, and we trust each other, and it shows. And for us, it's easy to do this because we love doing it, and we do it out of the labor of love, but also for the community.
Yeah. No, and we appreciate that. You're doing it this Saturday, Lake Breeze Music Festival 2025.
2025.
You thinking about that yet?
Oh, we're all
I'm sorry to ask you before the event, but
no, it's going to be the 2025 Lake Breeze Music Festival will be Saturday, July 12th.
You already have the date.
Already have the date.
Good for you.
The same weekend as the Krauser Art Fair in 2025.
Okay,
so
next year.
When we get done with this, guess what? In about a month or so, we'll sit down and we'll start figuring out, okay, who are we going after for 2025 talent wise? And to share with you, we're going to be announcing, probably by mid-October.
Okay.
Who the artist will be, and the website will be up and running, and tickets are going to go on sale right around the October-November timeframe.
Okay.
For sure.
Outstanding. Yeah. Well, that's happening this weekend. Once again, if people are interested and they want to get tickets, where do they go for the Lake Breeze Music Festival this Saturday?
www.lakebreezemusicfestival.com. Reserved seating, $40. General admission, $30. Bring your own blanket, bring your chair. Tabor Hill Winery, Pepsi. We've got great food trucks, Ellen May with ribs, and we've got another food vendor truck, and it's called Taste Like Your Mama's. Okay. So we got some phenomenal food and drink for Saturday night. So come on down, folks.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for putting together the Lake Breeze Music Festival. It's Bryan Joseph. JP's also
Yep, he's my He's my business partner in crime.
That's awesome. Well, we love having you in the community, and we love what you're doing for the community because you're from the community and you're making it happen. So thank you. We appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. If anyone has any questions on that, just go to the website that Bryan talked about, and you'll find it. I mean, we also have the article at moodyonthemarket.com, so we'll talk about that as well. We have our Moody on the Market update. It is coming up next on the WSJM Morning Show.
The Krasel Art Fair on the Bluff, presented by First Source Bank Wealth Advisory Services, celebrates its 62nd year, Saturday, July 13th and Sunday, July 14th in downtown St. Joe. Admission is free, but you can help support year-round access to the arts in our community by making a donation of any amount. Enjoy live music, brews, and great food at the Friday night block party, July 12th on the Krasel grounds from 5 to 9 for just $5. Then come back Saturday, July 13th from 10 to 6 and Sunday, July 14th from 10 to 5 to explore the Bluff, featuring over 170 artists from across the nation. Get treated like a VIP. Buy your VIP Collector's Experience package, including reserved parking and great merch right now at Krasel.org. The Krasel Art Fair on the Bluff, presented by First Source Bank Wealth Advisory Services, with support from the City of St. Joseph, 98.3 The Coast, Roof Wiz, LKF Marketing, MailMax, Pepsi, Signature Dealer Group, and the Southwest Michigan Tourist Council. Get more details at Krasel.org.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
And it's a good thing if people did not see the video live stream, because I was here twisting Bryan's arm saying, give us some tickets. I want some tickets to the Lake Breeze Music Festival. No. Just kidding. The Lake Breeze Music Festival, we've been talking about that and a whole lot of other stuff this hour, but I almost forgot. You offered to give 2 pair of tickets away this morning, just to say thank you to people who were tuned into the show.
Correct.
So thank you for doing that.
You're quite welcome.
2 pair of tickets to the Lake Breeze Music Festival. It's happening this Saturday at Shadowland Pavilion, and we're going to do it this way. And if you are the first 2, if you're available on Saturday, you got to use the tickets.
Yes.
You got to use the tickets. So if you want to go to the Lake Breeze Music Festival and you're available for it, we have 2 pair of tickets free. And all you have to do is go to our Facebook page and chime in, say, I want those tickets, Ken. Just type in on our Facebook page, I want those tickets, Ken. The first 2 that I see on there and that I'm able to reach out to and get their information so I can coordinate the pickup, you will get free tickets to the Lake Breeze Music Festival. If they're not lucky enough to do that right now, Brian, give us one more. How is it that I can get tickets otherwise? Lake Breeze Music Festival. Website.
www.lakebreezemusicfestival.com.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let's do our Moody on the Market update. It's brought to you this morning by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And we do want to talk a little bit about interesting people. If you tune into moodyonthemarket.com, what you see at that website is business updates, life in Southwest Michigan and why we love it here. And you also get to see interesting people you should know. And the Rotary Club of South Haven is pleased to recognize Citizens of the Year, Dennis and Kathy DeCenzo, as recipients of the Rotary's 2024 Community Service Award. Each year, the South Haven Rotary Club recognizes and honors a resident of South Haven area who makes a significant difference to the community while embodying the spirit of service above self. That's the Rotary. Recipients of this award have demonstrated long-term commitment, service, participation, and leadership to improve the character and well-being of the area. This is the highest recognition award offered to community members by the Rotary Club. So Dennis and Kathy have been tireless volunteers, they say, in the South Haven community for years. They're recognized for their leadership and contributions as founding members of the local Blessings in a Backpack program. In addition, Kathy is currently a senior services volunteer leader for a weekly Healthy Habits class and has served as co-president of the local AAUW chapter and chair of their domestic violence prevention program. So you can read that full article. It is there at moodyonthemarket.com. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And again, in case you missed it just a moment ago, we're talking with Bryan Joseph about the Lake Breeze Music Festival happening this weekend, Saturday. And if you haven't already, we just go to our Facebook page, and the first two individuals to say, I want those tickets, Ken, or something like that, we'll give you a pair of tickets. That's it.
Perfect.
Brian, anything else? What do you got going the rest of the day?
Well, heading over to work over at Pizza Hut and have lots to do. And then later on this afternoon, I got some relatives coming in town for the holiday weekend, and they're going to be here for the festival. So, entertaining and, this evening and getting ready for Saturday. Still a few things Jerry and I need to tie up some loose ends.
Yeah, do well, break a leg. And you brought up Pizza Hut. I can tell you that, I'm a pescatarian. I eat fish and I eat vegetables. I don't eat meat.
Right.
But I love and I miss pepperoni. I tell you, there is a plant-based pepperoni. I can't remember the brand right now.
Okay.
But oh my gosh, it is so good.
Really?
So I would like you to talk to the people in power at Pizza Hut and start making vegetarian pizzas. Can we do that with the plant-based pepperoni?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We can talk to the
folks do that?
in Plano.
It even curls up sometimes.
Oh, really?
You know how sometimes pepperoni curls up?
Yeah.
You get the little bowl of grease there.
Yeah. Cool.
Brian's never coming back. No. All right. Thanks, Brian. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming in the studio
and the radio
today.
Station and Gail Lawson and the crew.
Yeah.
You guys have been supporters of Jerry and I for a long time. And Jerry and I really appreciate all the support that we get from the radio stations here at Midwest.
Anytime. We appreciate you.
Thank
all
you.
right. It's the WSJM Morning Show. More in a minute.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance Management Service.
IMS understands that when you run a business, having someone you can lean on means something. It means you get a better night's sleep because you know you're well protected. It means you don't have to be an insurance expert. It means you can use your energy to do what you're good at, while Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners agency, focuses on protecting your present and your future.
This is Rich. It means something to us that you trust IMS as your insurance agency.
This is Tarek. We want you to know it's our privilege to be in your corner.
Contact IMS, your local auto owners agency in St. Joseph and Niles. Visit imsinsuranceagency.com. IMS. It means something.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance Management Service.
IMS is proud to partner with Auto Owners Insurance.
There's a new player in town.
Hi, I'm Herman Moore, Lions All-Pro wide receiver, and I'm talking about Eagle Casino and Sports, the real money mobile casino. It's so easy to play. You can go from wager to winner to wallet, just like that.
Sign up now and we'll match your deposit up to $1,500. Or you can get a risk-free bet up to $1,000.
Eagle Casino and Sports, made in Michigan, made for Michigan.
Must be 21 or older and in Michigan to play.
South Haven is absolutely beautiful this year. If you don't live here, you should come and see. Hi, this is Walt Seacard. Phoenix Street could hardly be more picturesque. Our view of the big lake is breathtaking. The beaches are amazing, and the folks here are the finest people you'll meet anywhere in the world. I hope you love this town like I do, and I hope you will keep Walt Seacard Car Company in mind for your next auto purchase or service. Walt Seacard Car Company, a South Haven tradition since 1995. Find us on the web at waltseacard.com.
This Saturday and each Saturday through September, St. Joseph Today hosts the Farmers Market in downtown St. Joe. Get your hands on fresh finds and enjoy the beautiful Lake Bluff Park. Vendors offer a variety of products, including baked goods, locally grown produce, perennials and cut flowers, meats and cheeses, coffee, and much more. Enjoy extended market hours during the Artisan Fair, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and special hours on July 13th during the Krazel Art Fair. Visit stjoetoday.com for more details on the St. Joe Farmers Market.
You can't feel at ease, wondering if your furnace is going to keep you warm or your air conditioner will keep you cool. Call McGee's Heating and Air Conditioning to feel at ease when you schedule a tune-up or an appointment for service and repairs. Regular tune-ups help ensure your equipment is running efficiently, lasts longer, and helps you prepare for current or future repairs and replacement.
All right. Thank you for joining us on the video live stream. I got to wrap it up here. We'll be back with more let's see, tomorrow is going to be a holiday, so we won't be here for that. We'll have a special programming on. ABC News is going to have 3 hours of special patriotic programming. That'll be tomorrow morning, but we will be back on Friday, Brett Witkowski and myself, so tune in for that. We thank you. We appreciate you. Have a happy and safe 4th of July. Enjoy and stay dry out there because rain showers reported. Thanks. See ya.